The Commander format is perhaps my favorite format of Magic the Gathering. It's one of the few that you can play on a budget, grab a pre-con deck, and still pull in a few wins. It's also one of the only formats where decks can vary wildly from the surface level. What I mean by that is you can play against 7 decks that all use Oloro, Ageless Ascetic as their commander, and each one might have different cards that can give a different feel to the deck altogether. As you probably have guessed it by now, we will be talking about an Oloro commander deck. Just about everyone who's played Commander has had an Oloro deck at some point in their career, whether you're against it or piloting it. He's a very popular Esper commander that during your upkeep you can gain 2 life. When you gain life, you can pay 1 mana to draw a card and ping each opponent for 1 damage. Also, and perhaps my favorite of his abilities, at the beginning of your upkeep, if he's in your command zone, you can gain 2 life. This makes him a great option for a somewhat passive commander. You don't need to cast him in order to get the value out of him. He can easily net you a ton of life, which is one of the strategies we will be touching upon in this video. And as always, you can find the full deck list we will be discussing in the description of this video, and if you want to see more videos like this one, remember to hit that like button. This deck runs a few creatures that'll either benefit from life gain tricks or they'll help you gain life altogether. Serra Ascendant is perhaps the best example of this. A first turn 6/6 flying lifelink for 1 white mana might sound absurd, and you're right. Many players have called for the ban of Serra Ascendant due to this incredible power in Commander. Rock's Faith Mender makes any life gain doubled, as each turn, just with Oloro, you'll gain 4 life instead of 2. Wall of Reverence gives you more life each turn. Target whichever your biggest creature is, maybe the aforementioned Ascendant. Divinity of Pride is another great option, being an 8/8 flying lifelink for only 5 mana. Grey Merchant of Asphodel is a great game ender, getting you a ton of life if you have the devotion to make it as potent a play as possible. Drog Skull Reaver is another great card for this deck, being deceptively powerful as a draw engine and a life gain tank. Given its double strike and lifelink, you'll gain life twice per combat, netting you 2 cards and a 6-point gain. Since its draw ability simply triggers when you gain life, you can draw a card whenever you gain life. This will generate insane amounts of advantage. As for non-creature spells, we do run some pretty interesting goodies. Exsanguinate will burn your opponents the more mana you invest into it, and all that life lost will go to your life total. Debt to the Decklist causes opponents to lose double what you pay for the X cost, meaning you will be gaining more life than you'll know what to do with. Beacon of Immortality lives up to its name, doubling whatever absurdly high number of life you brought yourself to, and then it shuffles itself back into the deck for later use. Stormherd is a game ender in this deck, granting you a humongous flock of flying Pegasi to lay waste to your opponents. We run a few artifacts that also help out as well. Venser's Journal and Ivory Tower will give us back more life the more cards we hold in our hand. And perhaps my favorite newcomer to the deck, our very own Aetherflux Reservoir, which can kill an opponent outright. Maybe splash Sidri in here for a little added bonus. Make it a creature with lifelink and death touch and swing with 50 every turn. As you can tell, this deck revels in the sheer amount of life gain it's capable of. But life gained can also be easily lost. We need to protect ourselves from any potential harm that our opponents may throw at us. We run both Propaganda and Ghostly Prison, ensuring our opponents will have to pay dearly to swing at us. Boon Reflection is another nice life gain doubler. Of course, we will want our Sanguine Blood combo in this deck, as it combos very nicely with our life gain ability to instantly kill our opponents. As with any 3-color mana base, we will want to make sure we have the proper assortment of duals and other lands to ensure we get the colors we need when we need them. So as such, a variety of shock lands, fetch lands, and duals will ensure that you can get the mana you need while not leaving yourself dry to any one color. I hope you enjoyed this Commander deck tech. What commander do you want to see us cover next? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.